be on there. Let's see. Sucks for We Are Changing Luke. The 9/11 Truth Movement has taken a life of its own in the media this year, including the media on the other side of the world. To most of you, they're trying every trick they can think of. That's what's happening. Basically, and then there's another one I read. I don't know if this is it or not. But basically, what they're saying is that it could be, assuming that Luke is dirty. I'm not saying he is, but assuming from the position that he is, that this is something that the side could have set up. You know, they put somebody on our side. Oh, look, and then you're caught doing exactly, you know, what the world rulers are doing. Like you said, is embezzling. So it could just be another thing to, you know. And then I know Reeves now and again talks about, you know, he's just waiting for the day that somebody shoots up a building in a We Are Change or an Investigate 9/11 shirt, which is a really good point. I mean, and I hope it's not that, but it's something that they could do, you know, and the only people that would, you know about it, you know, is if people like us exposed it, because it is something they could do. It would be real. That would, oh, buy a T-shirt, have a Manchurian run up in a building. Oh, that was hard. They do that all the time.
Well, yeah, you could just get somebody with a 9/11 was an inside job T-shirt to kill a bunch of people. And we know MK Ultra and this mind control technology is very real. They've been working on this stuff for decades. It's nothing new. So if they went ahead and did something like that, I mean, I can only imagine what the repercussions would be. It would be a disaster.
Indeed. Sorry, I'm not going to lie to you. I was still kind of looking through this stuff because I thought I saw somebody saying something about the statements not being real, but that's not at all what they were saying. But yeah, I definitely encourage you to take a look at this. I'll send you the link to it so you can look at the statements and everything yourself. But I think what it boils down to is, you know, since it's an account, when you do the chip-in banner thing, you just, you know, link it to a bank account. And if you link it to your bank account, then, you know, you could be making deposits from, you know, wherever. The problem is with this situation, the big information, as far as I can tell, the most important thing is that you don't see any other deposits. You only see deposits from the PayPal transfers, but then you see purchases, and there are purchases that, one is for a Meetup Incorporated. Okay, that's We Are Change legitimate, period. But then you see BP Oil, so he's buying gas with that account, and he's
BP Oil.
Brooklyn College. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. That's interesting, isn't it? There's a little tie-in.
That's just funny, yeah, considering what's going on now. Okay. But, yeah, right. I'm sorry. Please continue.
And then, no, that's all right, man. And then it says Brooklyn College tuition, Brooklyn, New York card, you know, yada, yada. And that's pretty much that. So, I mean, he definitely did collect money in, period. He collected money into this account using the We Are Change donations for the, you know, chip-in banner, PayPal, whatever, that whole thing, because the chip-in and PayPal, that's what they use, they're linked. So he definitely did have, you know, that bank account set up for his chip-in, and he definitely also used that bank account to purchase stuff that was not for We Are Change. Now, the question is, was he, you know, working a job? Was he making other deposits in that account? And was he keeping specific recorded notes of how much exactly to the dime money is We Are Change money and how much money is Luke Rudkowski money? That's the question. And the fact that he didn't simply set up a separate bank account, be it in his name or in the name of, you know, We Are Change as a 501c3, or if they didn't want to do that, you know, whatever it is, you can open a second account. That's the point. And unless he was keeping well-documented recorded notes, which he probably wasn't, and I say that because he hasn't answered any questions. People have confronted him about this. I have not, but people have, admittedly, provably, online. They're emailing back and forth, posts, things like that. No answers from Luke, and on top of it, there are claims that 2 We Are Change chapters have just literally been deleted, as in dropped off the wearechange.org map, and no longer have any We Are Change contacts, etc. So, and that's for questioning. That's not for, like, accusing him of being guilty. That's like, hey, we saw this. What's up with it? Please explain to us, what's going on.
So they questioned the powers that be, and they just said, okay, you're no longer a chapter because you're not going along with the program. And, you know, unfortunately, that's something that I've seen with our activist groups. That when they get, as they start to get big, they start to act like this corporate entity themselves. So they start to have all these rules, and they police themselves, all this other nonsense and garbage. And, you know, I mean, I know you asked me if I'm involved in any activism locally and things like that, and I'm not, because I've seen this type of stuff happen within activist groups, is that you start to get these people who want to enact all these rules and control people. And I'm much happier just doing stuff of my own independently because I can control my own destiny with the type of stuff that I look into and the type of stuff that I do. So it sounds like We Are Change, in many respects, is just going the same way that while these other activist groups have gone. And it's becoming much more corporate, much more centralized, in which you have these power struggles of people trying to control the whole thing. And that's never a healthy thing.
No, absolutely not. That's exactly what we're fighting against on a very, very large scale. But here's something I completely forgot about this. This just popped back into my head. Actually, airport sculpture.
Yes, I was actually going to talk about that.
There's a sculpture there there was one there actually. It's a 30-foot tall rearing blue horse. It's a Mustang with glowing red eyes, which is nicknamed Blucifer.
Yes.
Then now it has a 26-foot tall replica of the Egyptian god of the dead, as you were saying. That's pretty interesting. And it says that the god of the dead is not too far, actually, and I don't know if you have the same article. This one's from the Associated Press. But it says that he's not far from the gigantic Mustang, which I don't know if you've seen a picture of the gigantic Mustang or not, but not only does it have glowing red eyes, but what this article doesn't tell you is that it is just a purely demonic, evil-looking horse. I mean, not just with glowing red eyes, it's the fact that he's got, and I'm not exaggerating and trying to be lurid or grotesque when I say this, go get a picture of it and you will see that what I'm saying is purely descriptive and accurate. The horse has a gigantic penis. And it's the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
Is that right?
Demon horse, glowing red eyes, rearing on two legs, huge penis.
What? I mean, usually when they create...
Very weird. Not that.
That's very strange, because usually when they create these sculptures, they don't have... Like, if they have a horse sculpture, you don't see this big penis protruding from it. I'll have to look at that. I didn't notice that before. That is very odd. Hey, Derek, you want us to hold over for the rest of the show? Might as well, because I was going to talk about the Anubis story anyway, so... sure, we have to break, but anyway...
Sure, man.
Yeah, okay, I'll hold you over there aside. We'll just finish up the show. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Have you heard about the most...
I had planned to cover this anyway. We still have Derek from Midwest on the line. He's going to finish up the show with us. Let me just read this article that comes from the Associated Press on this. Denver Airport's latest sculpture, God of the Dead. And I'm just going to read it for the benefit of the audience. It says here, sculptures outside Denver International Airport already include a 30-foot tall rearing blue Mustang with glowing red eyes, nicknamed Lucifer by snickering locals. And actually, you know what, I got that confused earlier in the show. I thought when I was reading the article to begin with that they had nicknamed the Egyptian god of the dead Lucifer, but they've actually called the horse Lucifer, not the Egyptian god of the dead. So that's a quick correction there. My fault on that. It continues. Now the airport has another statue, a 26-foot tall replica of the Egyptian god of the dead. Workers erected the 7-ton replica of Anubis on Wednesday next to the main terminal to promote an upcoming King Tut exhibit at the Denver Art Museum. The statue has promoted the exhibit in other cities too, so they're doing like a world tour or something. It's not far from the sculpture of the blue horse called Mustang by Luis Jimenez. The artist was killed in 2006 when a large piece of the sculpture fell on him in his studio. Airport officials say Anubis will stay only through the summer. I mean, very strange stuff indeed, that you'd have this Egyptian god of the dead being placed in the airport. Especially when you consider that it has, of course, this massive horse. And I took a look at some of the photos during the break, and it does appear as if there's some sizable genitalia on the horse. I don't know how else I can really describe it other than that, but yeah, there's definitely some sizable genitalia there, which in of itself is a bit strange. Then, of course, in the airport itself, you have the murals, depicting the apocalypse, the Masonic placard, talking about the New World Airport, and then, of course, all the strange things that go along with the Denver International Airport. Just the size of it, just everything they're doing with the underground tunnels, just everything. And this is a topic we could get into for hours. But, Derek, I mean, what's your thoughts about this whole thing? What do you think about this Anubis statue being placed next to this massive horse. And what's your general thoughts on this? Do you think it's significant in any way, or do you think this is just something that ties in with what we already know about it? And what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I guess I can start here on it. The horse, Lucifer, is supposed to be Satan's steed.